This is the Varsity Sports Show, your home for youth, high school, college sports, and you. Empowering education and enabling dreams. Right here on the Sports Map Radio Network. Now, here's your host, Vince DeLisio.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the Varsity Sports Show on the Sports Map Radio Network. Our national outreach to start off a Saturday morning, wherever you are in this country, across the Sports Map Radio Network's 100 radio stations here in these United States. My name is Vince DeLisio. So excited to present our show, our mission to you on a Saturday. Thank you for starting your Saturday off with us, wherever you are. We're broadcasting from Phoenix, Arizona this morning. We're on the campus of Grand Canyon University in front of the Student Center outside. There's been a Habitat for Humanity event out here. I'm joined by a couple of colleagues, broadcast partners, students from Arizona State University Cronkite School of Mass Communications, Mr. Nash Dara and Miss Alyssa Firestone. Alyssa, how are you?
I'm great. It's sun's starting to come out. It's really nice out here. Having fun so far.
Okay, Nash, and yourself? How's it going?
I brought it up earlier. It was a little chilly, but with the sun coming out and started to heat up and getting some more energy. I'm looking forward to this hour.
Yeah. So you may ask, if you're listening to us for the first time, you might ask yourself, well, what is this Varsity Sports Show? Sounds like a pretty cool event with a pretty cool guy talking, right? Okay, yeah, I'm optimistic that that's what you're thinking. But let me tell you a little bit about our show. We're a platform. We're a nationally syndicated radio show, and we have a network of student broadcasters that contribute content that intern with us from across the country. We've been doing this now for, our show has been on the air for 5 years, but this is week number 3 nationally. We have a partnership with the Sports Map Radio Network to deliver our message, and it's been a logical transition for us to go national because it's allowed us to really take advantage of the talents of our student broadcasters. And those broadcasters are all over the country. We have a number of them from Arizona State University's Journalism School, the University of Arizona in Tucson, Texas Southern University in Houston, University of Florida, Gainesville. We've got some high schoolers also, very talented high schoolers that are joining us, and more. And we are growing. Stay tuned because we are expanding our network and our reach. And if anybody is interested, if you're a student, particularly a communications or journalism student, you are interested in broadcast or production, get in touch with us. We want you. You can reach us on social media, Twitter, @Varsity Show, Instagram, Facebook, TikTok. I think those are the
Twitter?
Twitter. Yeah, I already said Twitter. Yeah, Instagram, Facebook, TikTok. Varsity Sports Show. Get in touch with us. Send us a message. Post on our site. Let us know what you think of the show, what you think of the content. It's very interesting. It's very insightful. It is good stuff. I think you're going to enjoy it. Today is no different. Today, and we also have students. How could I forget? The University of Nevada, Las Vegas. We've got a great group of journalism students out at UNLV. And we are going to be hearing from some of those students this morning. Quinton Wilson is going to talk a little high school basketball for us. Sammy Khalaf, a little bit of NBA. John Snyder, a little bit of the AFC Championship summary, preview of the Super Bowl. In segment number 2, 15 after the hour, we're going to hear from an old friend of mine. He is the athletic director at Temple University. That is our big-time interview of the week. His name is Arthur Johnson. He's the AD out at Temple. We try to feature one of these a week, and this is no different. Arthur is the best of the best. Mr. Johnson is an amazing administrator, athletic director. He's been in this business for almost 30 years now, and he was a football operations guy early in his career, worked his way into admin, worked in the highest of highs in terms of athletic programs. He was a senior associate AD at the University of Texas in Austin. He was at the University of Georgia. He was at Chapel Hill, University of North Carolina. This guy has been around. He's worked with some amazing people, and he's an amazing person himself. You're going to hear from him in the next segment. I cannot wait. The rest of the show, we've got some great programming, some amazing content, West Coast Report, East Coast Report, Midwest Report from our amazing team. Do not go anywhere because you are truly going to enjoy our programming today. And we got a good segment this is something we all talk about. I like to infuse a little bit of humor in this show. And we're going to start today. We've got some satire. We've got some humor. But we're going to hear from a lady. We have a segment. You could figure it out. But this lady's name is Karen. And the segment is called Helicopter Mom. You could put 2 and 2 together and figure that out. That's coming up later in the hour. I think you're going to enjoy it. Everybody knows one. All over the country, there's one out there. I guarantee you know one. If you're a coach, if you're a parent, you know one. And there's nothing wrong with them, but they're out there. And so we are going to hear from Karen, the Helicopter Mom, this morning. It should be a lot of fun. So don't go anywhere, guys. Amazing show. We got Mike behind the board running production for us, and we've got an amazing backdrop. It's a little warm out already here in Phoenix, Arizona. Wherever you are in the country, if it's cold where you're at, you're going to envy us because I'm staring at palm trees right now here on the campus of Grand Canyon University in Phoenix, Arizona, in front of the Student Union, and got an amazing show. Once again, guys, don't go anywhere here on the Varsity Sports Show. A lot of good stuff. It's going to be a fun morning. It's going to be a fast morning. What we say here on Varsity is you miss a minute, you miss a lot. Let's take it away. Mike, hit it.
The East Coast Report.
Good morning. I am Quinton Wilson here with the Varsity Sports Show. Now, in today's segment, our spotlight is on Montverde Academy. Now, Montverde Academy is situated in Montverde, Florida, just outside of Orlando. This is an institution synonymous with honing young basketball talents into NBA stars, including the likes of Ben Simmons, D'Angelo Russell, RJ Barrett, Scotty Barnes, and Cade Cunningham. Currently, Montverde stands at the pinnacle of high school basketball, holding the coveted #1 rank in Florida, with an impeccable record of 23-0 for the season. Spearheaded by the exceptional forward Cooper Flagg, this team has demonstrated unparalleled dominance, clinching 2 significant victories against Prolific Prep, a top 10 ranked team hailing from California. Noteworthy is the cohesive synergy of the starting seniors, all of whom are ranked within the top 25 players in the country. Each of these athletes are averaging double figures in points, with Cooper Flagg leading the charge with an impressive 17 points per game. This generational talent is currently lauded as the #1 prospect in the nation and is set to embark on his collegiate journey at Duke University come fall. Contributing significantly to the team's prowess is 5-star recruit Derek Queen, a formidable presence in the paint, boasting averages of 16 points and 7 rebounds per game. Meanwhile, the 6'7" forward Liam McNeely, an Indiana signee, showcases his sharpshooting abilities, averaging 13 points per game with an impressive 50% success rate from beyond the arc. As the regular season draws to a close, with only a handful of games remaining, the Eagles are focused on reclaiming the national championship throne. Last season's unexpected setback in the quarterfinals against Sunrise Christian, with a narrow margin of 46-45, has fueled their determination. The team, which secured consecutive championships in 2021 and 2022, aims to recapture glory in the forthcoming national tournament. Stay tuned for continuous updates on Montverde Academy's journey as they strive to reclaim their status as national champions. This is Quinton Wilson here with the Varsity Sports Show.
This is Sammy Khalaf with the Varsity Sports Show, bringing you today's story about the recent events in the NBA, more specifically the 2 70-plus point games by Joel Embiid of the Philadelphia 76ers and Luka Doncic of the Dallas Mavericks. On Monday, January 22nd, Joel Embiid dropped 70 points on Victor Wembanyama and the San Antonio Spurs. Embiid broke the 76ers franchise record for the most points in a single game, surpassing Wilt Chamberlain's 68-point game in 1967 against the Chicago Bulls. According to Olympics.com, Embiid's record-breaking game is tied for 13th place along with Devin Booker's 70-point game in 2017 and Wilt Chamberlain's 70-point game in 1963 for the highest-scoring game in NBA history. On Friday, January 26th, Luka Doncic put up 73 points on the Atlanta Hawks. Doncic established a new franchise record for the Mavericks, breaking his own record for 60 points back in 2022. According to Olympics.com, his stellar performance is tied for 4th place for the most points in a single game in NBA history. Doncic is currently tied with David Thompson's 73-point game in 1978 and Wilt Chamberlain's 2 73-point games in 1962. Both men joined fellow legends Wilt Chamberlain, Kobe Bryant, Elgin Baylor, and more to score 70 points in a single game. Last year, Damian Lillard and Donovan Mitchell joined the club when they both dropped 71 points respectively. An incredible milestone for basketball, and hopefully more to come. This is Sammy Khalaf with the Varsity Sports Show, and that was today's story.
Snyder here with Varsity Sports, reporting on the recent events on Sunday down at MT&T Stadium in Maryland. The Baltimore Ravens have been defeated and their season has ended at the AFC Championship game by the Kansas City Chiefs, who scored 17-10, making them advance straight to the Super Bowl 58 down in Las Vegas, Nevada at the Allegiant Stadium February 11th. They will be going up against the San Francisco 49ers. At the game, Patrick Mahomes made a career out of throwing to a 4-time All-Pro tight end, Travis Kelce, stating his longtime teammate is motivated by the chance to show he could beat the Ravens, later saying, he's one of those guys that he loves the challenge, and when the lights get brighter, he plays better. That's the true mark of a champion, and that's what he is. Kelce had broken Jerry Rice's career record for most catches in the postseason, making him have 156 in 21 playoff games. When the game concluded, all the players were greeted with their families and loved ones, and player 87 had the spotlight on him, with 11 catches for 116 yards, including a touchdown.
With your choice of select sandwich, nugs, fries, and a drink, Wendy's $5 Biggie Bag is your go-to. Your nugget wingman. Your hot and crispy fry co-pilot.
Just like us. We're like the Bag Boys.
What?
Bag Boys, Bag Boys. What you gonna do? What you gonna do when we bring your food?
For a deal you can count on, bet on Biggie and choose wisely. Choose Wendy's.
Bag Boys, Bag Boys.
U.S. price participation may vary. Includes choice of JVC or crispy chicken sandwich with 4-piece nugs, junior fry, and small soft drink. Third-party delivery pricing may be higher.
You're going on a trip, but where are you going to stay? How much will it cost? Well, it'll cost less by booking on besthotelrates.com. BestHotelRates.com works with all the top hotels in the country while delivering you great hotel and room choices for the best prices. Why wait? Go to BestHotelRates.com, enter your email address, and start shopping for your next hotel room. BestHotelRates.com, it's in the name. BestHotelRates.com.
The diehards.
And then all of a sudden, a sweeper pitch comes in. She goes, Dad, what's a sweeper? And I looked at her and I went, I don't know. Hey Siri, what's a sweeper pitch? What is going on? Like I felt like I was lost, and I'm like, I cover sports, I know this. And again, I'm a knucklehead fan on the radio, but I'm like, what is this? And then I'm seeing slurve, and I'm like going, what? Like, am I gone?
The Diehards, weeknights from 8 to 10 Eastern on the Sports Map Radio Network.
In times of economic uncertainty and chaos, your money means nothing. You may not even be able to get it from your bank or ATM. And the money you do have in the stock market will go down and down. What you can bank on is gold and silver. Gold and silver have been a reliable and trusted form of currency for thousands of years. Gold and silver have never been worth zero, and typically gold holds its value during economic turmoil. Call the Gold Hotline now and learn how to protect your money and your assets with gold and silver. And learn how to set up a new IRA or roll over your current one into a gold-backed IRA. Protect your money from the next market crash with gold and silver. Call now for your free gold guide.
800-281-4224. 800-281-4224. 800-281-4224. That's 800-281-4224.
For the first time ever, the Super Bowl will be played in Las Vegas, the sports betting capital of the world. VSiN, the sports betting network, delivers all the betting trends for the big game. Historical analysis, betting tips, prop bet strategies, helping you cash tickets from the national anthem to the Gatorade bath. Download VSiN's free Super Bowl betting guide right now. SportsMapRadio.com. That's SportsMapRadio.com.
You're listening to the Varsity Sports Show on the Sports Map Radio Network. Now back to your host, Vince DeLisio. The Varsity Sports Show, big time guest of the week.
All right, guys, welcome back to the Varsity Sports Show here on the Sports Map Radio Network. We are joined by, it can be a thankless job when you work in administration. You're many times you're kind of behind the curtain, having to make a lot of difficult decisions, and there's not a lot of glory, and unfortunately, when things aren't always going well, then a lot of blame gets passed along. But this gentleman is highly regarded in athletic administration across the country. He's been at this for a lot of years and has done a lot of great things everywhere he's been. He is the athletic director at Temple University, and his name is Arthur Johnson. Mr. Johnson, first of all, and I'm going to call you Arthur because I've known you for years, but thank you so much for joining us today. I wanted to set this up, give you a fitting introduction, but you're very highly regarded. There's not enough good things I can say about you.
Well, first of all, thank you for calling me Arthur. I was about to get on you. We go back way too long and too far for you to be that formal with me. But thank you for having me on. It's great to hear from you and giving me this opportunity. I'm very fortunate to be here serving as the Vice President and Director of Athletics at Temple. It's a wonderful opportunity for my wife, my son, and me. It's different because I've never lived in this part of the country. But I think my first move when I left Georgia after graduating and then working at the University of Georgia, graduating from and then working at the University of Georgia, my first move was out to Arizona, to the Tempe area to work at Arizona State, where I had an opportunity to meet you. So that kind of prepared me for moving and being able to go to different environments and adjust and thrive and learn and meet new people and have new experiences. But a little bit about my background. As I mentioned, I graduated from the University of Georgia a long time ago. I ended up getting 2 degrees. I spent 8 years in Athens after going there from Thomasville, Georgia, which is a small town in southwest Georgia, just north of Tallahassee. But I've been very fortunate. As I mentioned, I was working at Georgia. The Olympics were coming. Atlanta had the 1996 Olympic Games. I was working for the Olympics and for Georgia at the same time when I got a great opportunity from the late, great coach Bruce Snyder and his wonderful wife, Linda, gave me an opportunity to go to Arizona State. I only knew a couple of people out there when I moved out there, moved away from my family and my friends and my comfort zone, and was there part of that magical year where we won the Pac-10 at the time championship. I went to the Rose Bowl. You were part of that group. After that, I had an opportunity to go back to the East Coast where my then fiance, soon to be wife, we got married and moved in the same month. I went to UNC Chapel Hill for a season and then had an opportunity to go to UT Austin, an opportunity to go back to the University of Georgia where I spent 6 years. 2011, I got a call and 10 days later, I was resigning from Georgia and heading back to Austin, Texas, and spent the previous 10 years there prior to having an opportunity to come here to Temple to lead this program. So it's been a whirlwind.
Once again, joining us on the Varsity Sports Show, this week's big guest of the week, Temple University Athletic Director Arthur Johnson. I do have to ask you, Arthur, have you taken, to me, Philadelphia is the home of Rocky Balboa. Have you done the jog up through town, up the steps of the Art Center to the statue?
I have walked up the steps. I haven't jogged up the steps, but I had done that in the past.
Little shadow box up there? Yeah.
Yes, it's just the incredible history, with the Liberty Bell,
sure.
with
In listening to you, there are two things, and this goes back even to when I knew you at Arizona State when you ran the operations side, and I was a graduate assistant on the football staff way back when, you were always about the student athlete. You always put the student athlete first and their needs. And secondly, people will say, well, he's lucky. You don't, no, luck doesn't come into play. You haven't worked in a lot of places the last 27 years. That says something. And when one of those places is the mecca of college football that you've worked at twice for a number of years each time, that means you're pretty good at your job. How would you address, first of all, the needs of the student athlete, and secondly, or you could put whatever order you want, the fact that you've had the staying power at such few places, and then, of course, putting the needs of the student athlete first, especially in an age where now NIL is so big?
Well, I think, number one, I've been very fortunate. I would not have been able to do this alone. I need to give a shout out to my incredible and beautiful wife, Talitha, who has been on this journey with me and has been extremely supportive. And she, luckily she understands it because she grew up in the military. So that helps. And then our son, Aaron, for, leaving the only place that he knew to come here. Not that he had a vote. Let me be really clear. At 10 years old, you don't get a vote.
You've had some strong. First of all, we're joined by Temple University Athletic Director Arthur Johnson. Arthur, you've had some strong role models through the years. We can go through. It's a who's who list of folks. The late Bruce Snyder, Georgia former football coach and AD Vince Dooley, Chris Delcani at University of Texas at Austin. The list goes on and on. You've worked with Mac Brown. What would be a common element that you've pulled from each of those folks, if you were to package it up and say, this is what I learned right here from all these guys, that maybe you can share with our audience of folks that want to be where you sit one day?
I'll start with they cared about the young people. They cared about the student athletes as people.
As you look around, and I know we're limited on time, but this whole NIL and how it's evolved in such a short time, there's athletes out there making more money now than they would potentially in the NFL, playing professional sports. Is there a point where, you're saying, look, enough is enough. We need to spread it out among the department. How involved are you with regard to input on that? Or are you just, do you just feel we need to do the best we can for the student athletes just in general?
But at the same time, it's great for them to be introduced to Uncle Sam early, that uncle that many of them may not have known that they have, because that educational piece includes obviously the taxes that you'll have to pay on that,
sure,
paperwork and different things that you have to prepare for. Also, savings and opening accounts, and they're having to grow up faster and make some decisions. At the same time, I know the NCAA president, former governor of Massachusetts, Charlie Baker, has really been concerned about this area when it comes to consumer protections. A lot of things happening out there. Some young people can sign deals that may not be in their best interest long term. The percentages may be higher, so he's looking to do some things to try to have some standardized contracts that the kids have access to that they can use. Some of these agreements are so complex, it would take you really need a lawyer to look at them. But, they can sign something not realizing they may be signing their rights away a lot longer. But for some of them, it's life-changing money for them and their families. It's going to be money that's very much needed at that moment. So there's a benefit there. But again, I want to focus on the education. It's a lot of pluses to it, a lot of negatives to it. It'll be somewhere in the middle. We just have to keep moving forward and help them be able to manage that whole process.
Thank you so much. Temple
Vice President and Director of Athletics, and best of all, my friend, Arthur Johnson, for joining us. Arthur, thank you so much. So much information, and it's been amazing in reconnecting with you. And congratulations, year number 3 at Temple, the CEO of the athletic department, and in managing so many moving parts. And appreciate you joining us this morning.
All right. So thank you. And you take care. And I look forward to being in touch with you later. All right. And go Owls.
Thanks so much, Arthur. Arthur Johnson, Temple University Athletic Director and old friend of mine. Known him almost 30 years. Amazing, amazing. Guys, stick around. We got more show coming up after the break here on the Varsity Sports Show. Go Varsity.
Learn how thousands of smart homeowners are investing about $1 to avoid expensive home repair bills. John, a former non-customer, said, "My air conditioner broke and I had to spend $1,900 to fix it." Jeff, a customer, wrote, "My air conditioner broke and I got a new one at no out-of-pocket cost." Mary, a former non-customer, wrote, "My heating system stopped running. I had to spend $3,000 to get a new one." Lisa, a customer, wrote, "My heater stopped working. I got it fixed at no out-of-pocket cost." For about $1 a day, you can have all the major appliances and systems in your home guaranteed fixed or replaced with HSC's home warranty coverage. Call now, and the first month is free. If the lines are busy, please call back. 800-814-5615. 800-814-5615. That's 800-814-5615. 800-814-5615.
Wake up call. I have to say, there's something about Christian McCaffrey's story that is pretty funny. Like, he's being completely wasted in Carolina, and then he gets traded to a team that was already stacked, and now he's back in the Super Bowl. It was like he was never on the Carolina Panthers.
You know what it is? Becoming a Mandela effect.
That's right. Like, do you remember when he was on the Panthers? No, I do not.
What are you talking about?
Wake up call with Tony D and Ron Culver. Weekdays from 9 a.m. to 1 p.m. Eastern.
The Boss and the Gloss with David Gow and Carla Dawson.
We're talking to Hall of Famer Randy Cross, and I can't resist asking you to go back to what it was like to be in the huddle when you're down and you're, about 90 yards away from winning the Super Bowl, and Joe Montana's in the huddle, and you've got to go down the whole field. What does it feel like in that huddle?
We were standing basically on the goal line, just standing in the end zone, and the ball was on the 8-yard line, and Joe was on the sideline with Bill during the TV timeout, and he came back in, and that's when he did the old John Candy thing about, hey, is that John Candy over there? And it kind of broke the ice, and everybody looked over and went, yeah. And it totally loosened everybody up. But there are people that they're built different. And the normal human being gets nervous in those situations, and then the abnormal human being, like Joe Montana, gets calmer and calmer and cooler the more intense things get.
The Boss and the Gloss, Monday nights from 6 to 8 Eastern.
The diehards.
There's a lot that think they're the king, you know what.
And those shows out there are awful.
But I've also been very good at grooming co-hosts to be like really national spectacular talents. And then I sit here in my basement broadcasting live.
This is funner.
I suck.
This is fun.
Funner. Is that a word? Funner? You don't even drink.
No.
The Diehards, weeknights from 8 to 10 Eastern on the Sports Map Radio Network.
Sports Map Tonight with Luke Morrow.
But the most annoying part about flying, of course, is always the people. I can't stand the people that cut the line. As soon as the plane lands, they're up out of their seat and they're running towards the front of the plane. And especially when I try to stand up to get out of my row and they don't stop for you, they just keep passing you.
Oh, man, I think we'd be plane enemies.
You and I?
I think so.
Why? You're one of those? You're getting right off the plane?
I am one of the guys who try to jump and rush off the plane. But I will let people in if they're like, people keep passing them up.
Yeah.
I will let them in line.
Oh, well, at least you'll do that. Unbelievable. You're reclining your seat. You're cutting to the front of the plane.
I only recline my seat with kids. That's the only one.
Oh, okay, if you say so. What about when it comes to boarding the flight? Do you wait till your zone, or are you up, like, hovering around?
No, I wait till my zone.
Okay, all right.
Yeah, but oddly enough, they always think I'm military whenever I come.
Oh, really?
Like, I always get asked.
Yeah, I can see that. You fit the role.
Sports Map Tonight, weeknights from 10 to 1 Eastern. This is the Varsity Sports Show, your home for youth, high school, college sports, and you. Empowering education and enabling dreams. Right here on the Sports Map Radio Network. Now back to your host, Vince DeLisio.
Welcome back to the Varsity Sports Show on the Sports Map Radio Network. Vince DeLisio here with Nash Dara, Alyssa Firestone. Guys, what a morning. Amazing morning so far. Thank you for joining us here on the Varsity Sports Show, wherever you're listening from. And we're going to take it to our West Coast report, Midwest report. Let's take it away. Mike, West Coast report.
The West Coast report.
Good morning, everybody, and welcome back to the Varsity Sports Show. I am your host, Jonathan Melendez. This week, we're going to be talking about how AZ Compass Prep has emerged as a top 10 men's high school basketball team in the country. Arizona has always had a name when it comes to college basketball hoops. However, in the high school realm, standout players have been hard to come by to come out of Arizona. In recent years, we've started to see high school teams from Arizona make Sports Illustrated's top list of national teams in the country. The only school to jump as high as the top 10 mark, though, in the last 5 years has been AZ Compass Prep. If you don't know, AZ Compass Prep is located in Chandler, Arizona. They have a national basketball team that competes with schools like Montverde Academy in Las Vegas, Sunrise Christian in Utah, and Link Academy, which are teams who consistently make the top 10 national high school teams in the country. AZ Compass Prep has made a name for itself in the last few years, with the number of players making it to the next level in college and the NBA. Players who went to AZ Compass Prep and currently play in the NBA include Jabari Walker, who currently plays for the Trailblazers, and Ty Washington Jr., who was drafted by the Houston Rockets but currently plays for the Bucks. Kylan Boswell is also making a name for himself in college as he is part of the UFA Wildcats' run to the Pac-12 Championship and was named the Pac-12 Player of the Week back on November 13, 2023, after his performance against Morgan State and number 2 Duke. AZ Compass, as of January 30th, 2024, is currently ranked top 9 in the country with a 16-5 record. Last week, AZ Compass was also ranked top 9 and maintained its spot after 2 dominant home wins against AOSS Prep out of California and SFBA Trinity Prep out of Nevada. AZ Compass also had star player Victoria Miller commit to Oregon and one of their 5-star juniors, Jeremiah Theers, commit to Illinois last week. That's it for today's show, where we discuss how AZ Compass Prep has put Arizona high school basketball on the map. I'm your host, Jonathan Melendez, and thank you for listening.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen, and thank you for tuning into the Varsity Sports Show on the Sports Map Radio Network. This is Tyler Hautala reporting from Phoenix, Arizona, bringing you everything you need to know about the big game next Sunday as the AFC champion Kansas City Chiefs take on the NFC champion San Francisco 49ers to take the title as world champions this season. The 49ers, who finished 12-5 as the number 1 seed in the NFC, had some close games early on in the playoffs as they came back late in the divisional round to beat the Green Bay Packers 21-24 and completed a historic comeback against the Detroit Lions as they trailed by 17 points at the half in the conference game to win 31-34. The Chiefs, who finished 11-6 as the number 3 seed, also had some challenges in the playoffs this year, as it was quarterback Patrick Mahomes' first time playing outside of Arrowhead Stadium in the playoffs. The Chiefs had played in historic low temperatures against the Miami Dolphins, winning 7-26, as well as the Buffalo Bills, winning by a missed field goal by Bills kicker Tyler Bass with a score of 27-24. The Chiefs would then go to play the Ravens against potential MVP winner Lamar Jackson. They would win 17-10 and are now poised to face the top team in the NFL this season. The 49ers opened up as 2.5-point favorites against the Chiefs, but the spread has since fluctuated since opening up late last Sunday night. Will the Niners take care of unfinished business with the help from running back Christian McCaffrey and quarterback Brock Purdy from the loss to the Chiefs in Super Bowl 54, or will Patrick Mahomes win his 3rd ring of his career and officially establish the Chiefs dynasty? Kickoff for the big game is currently scheduled at 3:30 p.m. Pacific Time, 6:30 p.m. Eastern Time. Make sure to tune in. It's going to be a good one. This is Tyler Hautala reporting from the Varsity Sports Show on Sports Map Radio Network.
The Midwest Report.
This is Sierra Ness with the Varsity Sports Show. Here in the desert, golfers are lucky enough to play mostly all season long. However, some states do not get this luxury. Minnesotan golfer Jake Birdwell shares how he plans to prepare his golf game for the last season of his high school career.
In my senior year, I want to accomplish a lot of things to get myself ready for college. I want to build consistency in my golf game to get me ready for the next level. I also want to contend in the state championship, but especially end my high school career with back-to-back state championships.
What dedication it must take to maintain the level of skill to defend this title. Yet, Birdwell continues to make plans for the next level.
Next fall at college, I want to get myself really familiar with shooting low scores to be able to contend in college tournaments. I also want to be able to qualify for more than half of the tournaments we play in during the year. My main goal is to play the best as I can in all of my events.
These goals may seem extreme to some unless they understand and are willing to put forth the hard work it takes to make these goals a reality. Birdwell is exactly the kind of player to do exactly this. Sierra Naess with the Varsity Sports Show, signing off.
Good morning and happy Saturday. I'm Olivia Hansen reporting for the Varsity Sports Show, and this week I got a chance to sit down with the assistant baseball coach at Walters State College and recent graduate from the Masters University, Cade Walker. As a junior college coach, Walker's main focus is developing and preparing players to get onto the next level at a 4-year university. This position, paired with his bachelor's in sports management, means that Cade knows a lot about recruiting and NIL money. NIL stands for name, image, and likeness. In just the past couple years, college athletes were granted permission to receive money based on these 3 things. The money can come from sponsors through the school, but it can also come from sponsors who explicitly pick any player of their own choosing to give money to. This recent change in college sports has already had a massive impact on recruiting, as most athletes don't have the time to get a job.
One could go to a program that's slightly worse than maybe another offer that they got, but they're drawn by certain deals and different money that they can have access to.
Beforehand, coaches were given an allotted amount of money to hand out as they choose. But this recent change with unlimited NIL money has unleveled the playing field. Walker noted the fact that some players will be able to make more money playing at a college level than they would be able to make playing professionally.
I'm thinking like Haley Van Lith, Caitlin Clark, and Peyton Buchers. I mean, once they go to the WNBA, they're not going to get paid nearly as much as they would in terms of like college name, image, and likeness money.
Looking into the future, Walker said that it is too early on in this process, and we don't really know what the market looks like yet.
But the thing is with that is the market value hasn't really been determined across the board yet, so people are kind of just guessing on how much these players are worth.
But that being said, he doesn't think the market will regress anytime soon.
I think there's only room to grow with how much money these athletes are going to be able to make.
I'm Olivia Hansen, and this is the Varsity Sports Show. Enjoy your weekend.
Welcome back to the Varsity Sports Show here on the Sports Map Radio Network. Vince DeLisio here, joined by my co-hosts, Alyssa Firestone, Nash Dara, a couple of our amazing broadcast intern team, and these two from Arizona State University. Alyssa, what do you think of the show so far?
I'm really enjoying it. It's my first time being on national radio. Feels really cool.
Pretty cool, huh?
Yeah,
kind of neat. You got people in, Tulsa listening. Yeah, kind of neat. Okay. And how about you, Nash?
Yeah, same with Lissa. It's been a blast being on here for the first time. We just did our first hour with the local radio show before, and then stepping up for the national radio on my first time ever doing a live radio broadcast. It's quite exciting, and I'm excited for the last 20-30 minutes we have here.
A lot of fun, and it's been great. Our amazing team produces content. They work hard all week, so we have a West Coast report, an East Coast report, a Midwest report. So you're going to continue to hear that throughout the show, and intermixed with our guests. And we had Arthur Johnson, the athletic director at Temple University, a rising star in this industry. He is all about the student-athlete. He is very, very highly regarded nationally, and we had him on the show this morning. We try to feature one big guest of the week every week, and this week it was Arthur. Coming up, though, we're gonna pivot a little bit. We're not just about reporting sports and being all serious and stuff. We like to have a little fun here, but we have a special segment that we're introducing this week. Everybody knows one. You guys know what helicopter. When you think, Alyssa, when you think of helicopter mom, what is a helicopter mom?
Someone that's maybe worries a little bit too much, really, really on top of their kids per se.
Maybe, yeah, maybe. How about you, Nash?
Yeah, exactly that. Just someone that kind of wants everything to be their way a little bit more.
Yeah, a little bit. There you go. So we have Karen joining us. Of all names, Karen, a helicopter mom, and so we're going to introduce. Everybody knows one. Coaches out there, come on now, you know it, I know it, and other fellow parents, you know it, I know it. We're going to introduce Karen, a helicopter mom, when we come back here on the Varsity Sports Show on the Sports Map Radio Network. Guys, don't go anywhere. We'll be right back.
Every day, our brave military men and women, along with their families, make tremendous sacrifices for our freedom. Patriotic Hearts, a nonprofit organization, is dedicated to supporting these heroes and their families in their times of need. By donating your unwanted car to Patriotic Hearts, you'll be supporting job transition and job fair programs, veteran entrepreneurship, counseling, and retreats for combat veterans and their spouses. Call 800-441-9109. You'll receive a tax deduction, and we'll arrange a free pickup at your convenience. Imagine the difference you can make in the lives of those who have given so much for our country. Your car donation will directly impact military families, veterans, providing them with the support they desperately need. Call 800-441-9109. You can become a part of something bigger. Join us in our mission to uplift and honor our military community. Call 800-441-9109 to donate your unwanted car to Patriotic Hearts.
Wake up call!
Duran, right?
Yep.
Can you find Duran at a local casino?
Probably.
You know what's amazing? These guys, at one point, they're playing in arenas, right? And then they're going to be like, come for the buffet, stay for Duran.
Show starts at 6.
Buffet begins at 5.
Wake up call with Tony D and Ron Culver. Weekdays from 9 a.m. to 1 p.m. Eastern.
Wake up call!
There is a Missouri couple, Tony, that recently celebrated, you ready for this? Their 80th wedding anniversary.
Oh, wow!
80 years of marriage needs to be highlighted.
Are they saying things like, you know, the secret to 80 years of marriage is
they have it.
Lots of bourbon and sex?
Nope, because that would be fantastic.
Or, you know, when you hear somebody like, how did you live to be 110? Oh, I ate cheeseburgers every day and drank a lot of booze.
Bertha gave her secret to a successful marriage, which is never go to bed angry.
Yeah, well, that is kind of true.
I wish it was bourbon and sex. That would be fantastic.
Wouldn't it be? I mean, come on.
Honey!
Yeah, I know. How many men would take that article and go, hey, you want to live to be 100?
And be married to this guy for 80 years?
Look at this couple. Look what their secret is. Wink, wink.
Wake up call with Tony D and Ron Culver. Weekdays from 9 a.m. to 1 p.m. Eastern.
Children are the greatest joy and our best hope for a better future. Friends, they are the future. But did you know that millions of kids are facing hunger every day? Food is not just food. It's energy, health, confidence, hope, and even love. Yes, love.
Thank you!
Learn more about how No Kid Hungry is helping end child hunger in America at helpnokidhungry.org.
The diehards.
I'm a monkey running around. It's tough. They can't control me. You know what I mean? I'm an idiot. I'm an idiot as it is, so it's hard enough to control anyway.
When I'm waiting to come on as a guest, I can hear you.
You can hear everything. We're doing everything. We're talking this. We're talking that. We're putting bets in. We're doing shots. No, we're not doing shots. We do shots after the show. But no, it's hard. It's, you know, being a producer in radio is really hard. And I'm being very, very serious. I've been doing this a long time. I've had some brilliant producers. I've had some tough ones that it's hard. It's a hard job. And managing idiots like me that, like, sometimes it's out of your control. And it sucks, too, because they don't get paid that much. They need to be paid more. I wish we should start, like, a producer, GoFundMe for producers. But some of them are really good, dropping sound effects.
The Diehards, weeknights from 8 to 10 Eastern on the Sports Map Radio Network.
You're listening to the Varsity Sports Show on the Sports Map Radio Network. Now back to your host, Vince DeLisio.
Welcome back to the Varsity Sports Show on the Sports Map Radio Network. Vince DeLisio here. And, guys, this is something we have been waiting for. We not only do we enlighten you and entertain you, but we educate you as well. And for all of you folks out there nationally that are tuning in, we all know one. We've all dealt with one, a helicopter mom. And today is no different. We are going to introduce you to a very special person. Mike, take it away.
What's that sound?
It's a helicopter mom.
That's it. Joining us on the line. Let's get serious, guys. Very serious. Joining us on the line, we have Karen. Karen, the helicopter mom. Karen, good morning.
Yes, hello, Vincent. How are you?
Karen, what is going on?
Well, today I'm at the Red Zone Sevens tournament out here in East Jesus. I don't even know where the heck we are. It's out in East May. I think I'm halfway to New Mexico today.
Oh, boy.
We came out with a really strong Sevens team today, and I'm pretty sure we're going to take the whole thing.
Yeah. So now you're a mom, and people have referred to you as a helicopter mom. When you hear that, what do you think of when you hear that? Is that a compliment? Is that an insult?
I don't know why people are calling me helicopter mom, because helicopter moms are the ones that don't let their sons do anything without the mother's consent. My son plays. My son wants to play. He's an elite athlete. He's better than everyone else. He can play every position out on the field. But, I don't have to guide him very much. I just, I book the trainers. I talk to the coaches. I interview the coaches before. I pay for everything. My husband does the best he can. God bless his soul when he dies. But he couldn't even
when he dies, so he's still around. Yeah. So, what's your husband's name? Yeah.
His name is Kevin. His name is
Kevin.
He does everything he can, like I said. But, the man, unfortunately, is not very strong, so I have to do a lot of
You have to do everything. And your son's name?
Yeah. I'm not going to disclose that. I don't want to spoil it for him.
Okay,
there's a lot of scouts out here watching.
Do you feel like, have you been wronged in a lot of cases with, in dealing with opportunities for your son and trying to get him out there? I mean, do you feel like the coaches are against you, or?
We're always been wrong. We moved out here from the Jersey Shore a couple years ago after he held back for the second time. So we moved to Arizona because, it's sort of more kind of like the Wild West. There's more opportunity here for us. We can transfer schools. We can pick the school that we want him to go to. On the East Coast, things are a little bit more traditional. So, he was wronged a lot back there. But now I feel like we're getting a little bit more opportunity out here in Arizona.
Is a lot of the activities for your son, are these things that he agrees to do, or are these things that you kind of put in place for him?
Well, like I said, I put things in place, but I've never had to push the boy. It's like he gets up in the morning on his own. He goes to the trainer 5 days a week. We pick the coaches.
And how old is he? How old is he? 5 days a week at the trainer. How old is he?
He's a freshman. He's in his freshman year of high school right now.
Okay,
we already have 3 offers. He walked
3
off
offers.
of the bus here the first day. Yeah, he walked off of the bus here the first day, and one of the coaches shook his hand and gave him an offer.
Really? Wow. Big time offer, huh? That's big. Anything in writing, or is this just like speculation? I mean, what do you have? Anything concrete?
We're still working out the details here, but I don't have long today because we're about to start a game, so I got to keep an eye on the referees here. With these sevens tournaments, the referees like to make up their own rules, so I got to keep an eye on everybody.
How do the other parents feel about you? Do they like you?
I have my people. I'm not here to make friends. It's not about making friends. It's about the kids, right? And doing the best thing for your kids and getting the opportunities that they deserve.
Right.
So I'm not really worried about that.
Okay, all right. Karen, we'll let you get to your tournament. Thank you so much, and we look forward to circling back. Would you join us periodically?
You can't touch
What's going? What? There's. Oh, my God. Oh, we lost her. Okay, well, thank you, Karen, the helicopter mom, for joining us. As I said, we all know one, and hopefully we'll have her on in the future, guys. Actually, we're joined by a very, very special person here. Go ahead, Mike, hit it.
Time for Vince's final word.
All right. Well, that being said, guys, it's been just about a whole show. So the reason why we are broadcasting today from the campus of Grand Canyon University in Phoenix, Arizona, is that we're a broadcast team for a bunch of sports, and one that has been growing nationally, internationally, is rugby. And joining us is the director of rugby here at Grand Canyon University. His name is Sean O'Leary. He's a big Irishman. Coach O'Leary, how are you, sir?
I'm fantastic, Vince. Thanks so much, man. This is great. I was driving over and I heard you were on the campus. I said, I better come over and say hello before you kill me.
Oh, yeah, Coach, you've got at least a foot on me, so I'm not killing anybody. But thank you for the compliment. Coach, what's going on out here today?
Well, we play Utah here at 11:30. And a storied program.
Yeah.
Delighted they're coming down. I believe they flew out of Utah this morning, and just heard from their coach they've just arrived, and they're on their way over to campus. So.
Now, talk about, real quickly, we've only got a minute or so, but the major allure of rugby, why it's growing so much here in the United States.
Well, large reason is the growth of the game in the high schools all over the country. People think it's just California or Texas. It's all over the country.
Yeah.
Actually, where Utah is from, it's one of the greater numbers of high school players is in Utah itself.
Yeah.
And then the biggest draw right now is professional rugby is in its sixth year. And the United States has been granted the Rugby World Cup in both men's and women's. In 31 is the men's, and I believe the women's is before that. So we get the third biggest sporting event in the world after the Olympics and the Soccer World Cup, and we have it here in the United States. So
it's such an amazing sport because, number one, you don't wear pads out there, and number two, when the match is over, you guys all go out to the pub together, both teams.
Well, no.
Not the case? No.
So men's rugby, professional rugby, perhaps. Certainly in my day, we went out to the pub. But no, these guys are student athletes. They perform at, I suppose, a varsity level. We treat them like an academy overseas.
Yeah.
The players have been out on the pitch since before 9 o'clock this morning doing their primer. They're now inside. Two of the players cook breakfast.
Yeah.
They're having breakfast. They'll do a chalk talk. They'll walk through how they're going to operate during the game, and then we'll start our warm-up at 10:30. So
wonderful.
Yeah.
Grand Canyon University Club Program Director of Rugby, Sean O'Leary. Guys, you could tune into the game. We're going to be carrying the broadcast. Go to our social media. Go to Twitter at Varsity Show, and the link will be there. It's free to watch. Enjoy it. You're going to have a lot of fun. That'll be happening in the next 90 minutes, actually. Yeah. So that'll be 1:30 Eastern Time. We're going to start that broadcast against the University of Utah. Coach Sean O'Leary, Grand Canyon University, thanks again for joining us,
Vince,
Coach.
thanks so much. Any recruits out there, reach out to me.
That's it.
We're looking to compete at a national level.
Oh, boy.
Thanks, Vince.
Thank
Appreciate
you.
all your work.
All
Cheers.
right. So amazing. So what an amazing morning. Guys, thanks again for tuning in this morning to the Varsity Sports Show. We had a blast out here on the Sports Map Radio Network, and we're going to do a lot more for you. Thanks so much. I am honored and thrilled that you start your Saturday morning off with us. What an amazing day, and it is going to be an amazing weekend. So that being said, let me go around and give our thank yous here. First of all, to our co-host from Arizona State University's Cronkite School of Mass Communications, Alyssa Firestone, Nash Dara, and to our guests, our wonderful, amazing guests, joined by Temple University Athletic Director Arthur Johnson. Arthur, you're a good friend. Appreciate you, and your star power continues at an upward match, and we appreciate you taking time out and joining us today. The contributions of our amazing team, our East Coast report, our West Coast report, our Midwest report. Thank you so much to Karen, the helicopter mom. Karen, thanks, and gosh, bless your poor husband as well as your son, and we'll circle back with you in the future. And, of course, Grand Canyon University rugby coach Sean O'Leary. Big match out here today at Grand Canyon University. A lot of national implications with these matches. Guys, if you want to get to know rugby, tune in. Go to our social media at Varsity Show on Twitter and Varsity Sports Show everywhere else. We'll be on the call in the next 90 minutes. It'll be 1:30 Eastern Time where they host the University of Utah. So good stuff, a lot of fun, and we look forward to bringing it to you, as well as future episodes of the Varsity Sports Show. Any interested students that want to join our team, please get in touch with us. Faculty, you want to partner up with us on internships, get in touch with us through our social media or email us info@varsitysportsshow.com. info@varsitysportsshow.com. Want to thank my good friend behind the board, Mike Hernandez, and thank you again, everyone, for joining us here on the Sports Map Radio Network. We'll be on next week, 11 a.m. Eastern to 12 p.m. Eastern Time. Thanks again for tuning in to the Varsity Sports Show. I'm Vince DeLisio. I'm out. Go Varsity.